Early 1500s world map highlighting Europe and the Atlantic, with Portugal as a key exploration power. A close-up of Pedro Álvares Cabral as a young Portuguese nobleman, dressed in traditional attire in Belmonte, Portugal. Cabral studies nautical maps, an astrolabe, and a compass laid out on a wooden table, planning his great voyage. Pedro Álvares Cabral receives royal privileges from King Manuel I inside the royal chamber. 13 Portuguese ships stand ready in Lisbon harbor, sails raised and flags waving as the great voyage begins. Cabral addresses his crew aboard the flagship, inspiring them before setting out on their historic voyage. Sailors carefully check ropes and sails as the ships prepare to depart on their journey. Lisbon harbor at sunrise, March 9, 1500, as Cabral's fleet sets out on its historic voyage. This map shows Vasco da Gama's route and Cabral's planned southwest detour around the Atlantic. The fleet sails across the Atlantic, braving dramatic waves and stormy clouds on their voyage. Cabral stands on the ship's deck, telescope in hand, scanning the horizon for land. At night, sailors navigate by stars and early nautical instruments, guiding the fleet through the open sea. Sailors struggle against towering waves in the stormy seas near the Gulf of Guinea. Under calm tropical Atlantic skies, the crew rests on deck, preparing for the next stage of their journey. Birds circle near the fleet, signaling that land is drawing near. This animated map traces Cabral's circle around Brazil route along the coast. An aerial view shows the fleet sailing in formation across the open sea. The sun rises over the Atlantic as Cabral's fleet sails steadily westward. Cabral's crew catches their first glimpse of Brazil's coastline on the horizon. Cabral points toward the newly sighted land his crew gathers around, filled with excitement at the discovery of Brazil. The misty Brazilian coast emerges, revealing dense forests along the shoreline. Cabral steps ashore from small boats, marking the first European landing in Brazil. Indigenous people watch the newcomers from a distance, curious and cautious. Cabral holds a cross high, formally claiming the land for Portugal. The crew unloads supplies and raises the Portuguese flag, signaling their claim on the new land. A tropical beach stretches along the shore, with dense forest rising in the background. Cabral and his crew engage peacefully with the local people, exchanging greetings and curiosity. Cabral dispatches a ship back to Portugal, carrying news of Brazil's discovery. Cabral examines the trees, spotting the valuable red pau-brasil wood along the coast. The crew gathers red pau-brasil logs, preparing them for shipment back to Portugal. Cabral carefully sketches maps and takes detailed notes about the newly discovered land. A close-up reveals the inscription, Island of the True Cross, the name Cabral first gave to Brazil. Back in Portugal, King Manuel I reviews Cabral's report on the discovery of Brazil. Early European maps show Brazil's first recorded position, marking Portugal's claim in the New World. Portuguese ships anchor along the Brazilian coast, securing their presence in the new land. Indigenous settlements sit along rivers and within dense forests, blending with the natural landscape. The crew prepares meals on the beach as they explore the surrounding land. The sun sets over the Brazilian coastline, the calm sea glowing with golden light. This map traces Cabral's fleet as it sets sail from Brazil toward India on the next stage of their voyage. Cabral's fleet battles fierce waves and storms near the Cape of Good Hope. Several ships are lost near the Cape of Good Hope, a tragic setback for Cabral's fleet. The crew works diligently to repair their ships while anchored in calmer waters. Cabral's fleet arrives at Calicut, Kozhikode, port in India, welcomed by the local ruler. The Zamrin greets Cabral's delegation, dressed in traditional Indian attire, offering a warm welcome. A small fortified Portuguese trading post is constructed along the Indian coast to secure trade. A dispute erupts between Portuguese traders and local Muslim merchants, tensions rising over trade. At night, the Portuguese trading post is attacked, flames and smoke filling the air. Cabral retaliates, bombarding the city with cannons from his ships. After the conflict, Cabral captures several Muslim vessels, a dramatic scene at sea. Cabral's fleet arrives at Cochin, Kochi, India, beginning trade negotiations with local merchants. The crew loads precious spices, pepper, cinnamon, and cloves onto the ships for the return journey. Karangolos and Cananar ports bustle with merchants trading goods along the coast. Cabral inspects the ships, ensuring the cargo is secure for the journey back to Portugal. The fleet sails through calm seas on the long journey back to Portugal. 2 ships are lost in a storm during the return voyage, a perilous moment for Cabral's fleet. Cabral's remaining ships approached the Tagus River, finally returning to Portugal. Cabral's fleet sails triumphantly into Lisbon harbor, marking the successful return from their voyage. King Manuel receives Cabral in the royal chamber, congratulating him on the successful expedition. Brazil wood, sugarcane, and gold symbolized the immense economic opportunities Brazil offered Portugal. Portuguese and indigenous people engage in cultural exchange, sharing customs and traditions. Early colonial settlements begin to take shape along the Brazilian coastline. This map shows Brazil under Portuguese control, with Spain's territories marked on the opposite side. The Portuguese fleet sets sail on new voyages, securing strategic advantage across the seas. A montage of Brazil's landscapes unfolds, from dense forests and winding rivers to mountains and the vast coastline. Indigenous people and European settlers interact, symbolizing the beginning of Brazil's cultural blending. A timeline shows how the Treaty of Tordesillas divided South America, placing Brazil under Portuguese control. The modern skyline of Brazil fades into its historical landscapes, connecting the past with the present. The Portuguese and Brazilian flags overlap, symbolizing the discovery of Brazil and its enduring legacy.